Man attack woman with a machete. Jamaican scammer extradited to the US. Police fired 5 times at a man from close range and he still managed to run away, while Clayton wins first international 100 meters race. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. For the second day in a row, we are announcing that no oil was found in Jamaica. United Oil and Gas plc said it has drilled no wells and as a result no commercial oil or gas discovery has been made in Jamaica. The company sought to make the clarification on Tuesday following several recent social media speculations of the discovery of the commodity off the shores of Jamaica. At present, United said its 2024 work program is focused on conducting piston core sampling, which aims to detect any oil residue before considering future exploration drilling targets. Now, even if oil was found, it would have to be a very large quantity to be profitable, because drilling and extraction is very expensive and they would have to be able to make back their money to even think of drilling. So we're going to leave this and put this to rest. No oil was found. A 22-year-old Kingston man was charged with robbery with aggravation and wounding with intent after he reportedly attacked a woman with a machete on Sunday. Reports are that the woman was walking along the intersection of Lockett Avenue and Kensington Avenue at about 7:30 a.m. when the accused launched his assault. The woman received chop wounds to her left hand, and a bag she was carrying during the attack was reportedly taken by her attacker. A report was made to the police and an operation was conducted at a premises where the accused was found. He was arrested and subsequently charged. A court date is currently being arranged. U.S. law enforcement officials said a Jamaican national was extradited to the United States following his role in a long-running scheme to defraud a California woman. The man has been identified as 35-year-old Dwayne Anderson from Hanover. Anderson is charged with 8 counts of wire fraud filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of South Dakota in February of 2023. And if convicted, he faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for each count. Anderson was arrested by Jamaican authorities on July 11 in keeping with a U.S. request for extradition, and he has remained in custody in Jamaica since that time. According to the indictment, from as early as 2010 and until September of 2017, Anderson participated in a scheme to defraud an American woman. Using phony names, he allegedly contacted the victim by telephone, text message, and emails and falsely informed her that she had won millions of dollars in a sweepstake. Anderson persuaded the victim, who believes the defendant's false representation, to send money to pay various fees and taxes associated with the sweepstake, and he instructed the victim on how and to whom to send the payments. Now here is how gullible this woman was. Anderson induced the woman to travel to Jamaica in September of 2017 by falsely informing her that she would be able to collect her prize winnings according to the U.S. authorities. He reportedly told the victim to bring $1,600 in cash with her to Jamaica and instructed the victim to give the money to a driver that will meet her at the airport. And this is a joke. This woman traveled all the way to Jamaica, paid the purported fees, but never received any of her winnings. And that's just how greedy she was. Just tell these people they win money and they're willing to send their life saving to these scammers. And just Tuesday, one woman called me and said she was asked to buy several prepaid cards at CVS, and she did. She then called the scammer back, gave him the card numbers and expiration date and those 3-digit codes on the back of the card, then calling us for help that she was scammed. Anyway, scammers, you're not safe at all. Most of the scamming took place 14 years ago, and Uncle Sam now just strike. A man has been charged and several others are being sought by the St. Catherine North Police in relation to a recent gun attack at a wake in Point Hill in the parish. 8 persons were shot, one fatally when gunmen fired on a group of people who had gathered at the wake being held for the grandmother of reggae artist Christopher Martin. O'Neill Spencer, a 34-year-old farmer from the community, was killed in that attack. Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips, commanding officer for the Area 5 Police, who urged those being sought to surrender, confirmed that the man who was charged is among several people who have already been detained. A man who allegedly pulled a knife on a policeman who accosted him while on duty was shot, injured, and taken into custody over the weekend. The 32-year-old suspect was apprehended after he sought treatment for gunshot wounds at the Kingston Public Hospital, according to the police. Another man was reportedly shot and injured during that same incident, prompting the Independent Commission of Investigations to launch a probe. And reports indicate that around 7:30 a.m., police were on mobile patrol in a marked service vehicle when they encountered a man at the intersection of North and Bond Street who began acting suspiciously. The police reportedly signaled for the man to stop, but he refused and continued walking. The police drove alongside him, repeatedly signaling for him to stop. One of the officers disembarked from the service vehicle and commanded the man to stop, but he did not comply. As the officer approached the man, he said to suddenly pull a board-handled kitchen knife from his waistband and advance towards the policeman. The officer stepped back but lost his balance and fell to the ground. The man reportedly continued advancing with the knife to attack the police. Now, if this is not the luckiest man alive, tell me who is. Listen this. The officer, while still on the ground, discharged 3 rounds from his M16 rifle at the suspect, and another policeman, in an attempt to prevent the man from injuring his colleague, discharged 2 rounds from his service pistol at the suspect, who then fled on foot. And that make 3 M16 shots and 2 more from a handgun, and the man still took off running. Further investigation led the police to the KPH, where the alleged suspect, who had sustained injuries to his left shoulder, was identified, treated, and detained. And this is by far a miracle. And this man need to start go church like yesterday and give thanks. Most man, only one shot fire from the police gun and is the mark they end up. And he must have a praying mother and a grandmother because he was shot at close range. On to sports. Olympic finalist Clayton claimed her maiden Wonder Diamond League victory, running a win-aided 10.83 seconds to secure first place at the Camilla Memorial at Salisan Stadium in Poland on Sunday. The event marked the 12th stop on the Wonder Diamond League series. Clayton, who finished 5th at the Lucerne Diamond League, her debut on the circuit on Thursday last, clocked the same time as Ivory Coast Marie-José Talou, with American Tamari Davis finishing third in 10.84 seconds in a closely contested race. The 19-year-old Clayton had placed 7th in the 100 meters final at the Olympic Games. Natasha Morrison, who was in the race, finished 9th in 11.07 seconds. On to schoolboy football. The ISA schoolboy football season will kick off next week, Saturday, September 7th, and will start off with a triple header to kick off the competition at the Montego Bay Sports Complex in Catherine Hall. Manning Cup champions Mona High will take on Waterford High at 2 p.m. in a Group B clash, and that will be followed by reigning Dacosta Cup champions Clarendon College against Denby High at 4:30 p.m. And the third game will see many-time winners Cornwall College. They will square off with 1986 and 1988 winner Herbert Morrison at 7 p.m. And of course, this station brings you the most comprehensive schoolboy results in the entire North America, so stay tuned for the Manning Cup and the Dacosta Cup competitions on this radio station. And if you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.